video lecture number 24, 2.3, The Inchcape Rock by Robert Southey. Hello dear students and dear friends. Today I will start with a new poem, and that is 2.3, The Inchcape Rock by a very famous English poet, Robert Southey. Friends, today I will discuss the icebreakers of this poem, the introduction of the poet, and the introduction of the poem The Inchcape Rock by the poet Robert Southey. So first I will start with the icebreakers. So friends, open your textbook of English and see the icebreakers of this poem on page number 103, or you can also read and see these icebreakers on the screen in front of you. Now the first activity from the icebreakers is prepare a word register related to marine life. Now word register means words related to the particular profession or particular field or particular area. Simply the words related to the particular field or particular profession. Here you will have to write the words related to marine life. One is already given, and that is sailors. Other words are ship, boat, sail, mariner, port, harbor, anchor, sea, etc. Now the second one is, the second activity from the icebreaker is the functions of a lighthouse are. Now what is lighthouse? Lighthouse is a tall building in, or is a tall tower in the sea that has some lights or the lamps, and that is very helpful to the sailors at the time of night regarding their voyage. Now here you will have to write the functions of a lighthouse. In the block the word lighthouse is given. Against it 3 arrows are given, and in front of each arrow you will have to write the function of the lighthouse. One is already done for you, and that is to show the direction. Now second, to warn ships about the dangerous rocks and the dangers. Third one, to help for navigation. These are the functions of a lighthouse. Now see the next one, next activity. Discuss in pairs the various famous rocks in the world and mention the places where they are. Here 2 columns are given. In one column one table is given. In that table 2 columns are given. In one column you have to write the names of the famous rock, and in other column below place you have to write the names of the places where they are found. One is already done for you, and that is Balancing Rock. Famous rock, Balancing Rock. Place Mahabalipuram. It is in India. Now the second rock, Vivekananda Rock. Place Kanyakumari. Again in India. Number 3, Sigiriya. Place Sri Lanka. And next, Ayers Rock or Uluru. Place Central Australia. Now see the next activity. Narrate in the class a story about someone who destroyed or spoilt someone else's good work. Now here you will have to narrate the story about someone who has destroyed or spoiled someone else's good work. Now you do it on your own, personally or individually at your home. I repeat, you do this activity on your own, personally at your home or individually at your home. Now see the next activity. Discuss in pairs and groups the following expressions. Take the help of your teacher. Now here some of the expressions are given, and here you will have to discuss them with your friends, or you can also take the help of your teacher. Now what are these expressions? A. As you sow, so shall you reap. B. Crime. B. Crime gets its own punishment. C. What goes around comes around. D. Tit for tat. And E. Evil digs a pit for others but falls into the same. Now you will have to discuss these all expressions, but I give you certain hints about these all expressions. These all expressions are idioms and phrases, or idioms and proverbs. Sorry. These all expressions are idioms and proverbs. All of these expressions convey the same meaning. No, the meaning of all these 5 expressions is the same. They all mean that when a person acts with a certain intention, the results will be the same. All these expressions mean that when a person acts with a certain intention, the results will be the same as the action. The results will be the same as the action. If the intentions are good, the person will get the rewards. If the intentions are evil, then the person will be punished. So here we have discussed all the activities in the icebreakers. Now please turn on the page and see on the next page, that is page number 104, and see the introduction of the poet. Introduction of the poet. Now I will introduce the poet first and then the introduction of the poem. The poet Robert Southey. Robert Southey was born in 1774 and died in 1843. He was born in Bristol, England. He was the son of a draper. Draper means cloth merchant, or one who sells cloths, or a dealer in cloths. Southey was the son of a draper. He was educated at Westminster School and Balliol College, Oxford. He was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 1843. Now, what is poet laureate? Poet laureate means a poet who has been given an official honor. In England, a particular poet was a particular poet has been given an official honor, and it is called the poet laureate. In Marathi, we can say इंग्लंड मधील राजकवी ही पदवी. In Marathi, poet laureate means इंग्लंड मधील राजकवी ही पदवी. That is what the word poet laureate means. The poet laureate means. Now, Saudi was a poet laureate. Saudi was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 1843. Some of his short poems like The Scholar, The Battle of Blenheim, Bishop Hatto, The Inchcape Rock, etc. are very popular with the school children. Now the introduction of the poem, The Inchcape Rock, that we are going to study now. The Inchcape Rock is a ballad. This poem is a ballad. It is the story of the 14th century attempt by the abbot of Aberbrothock to install a warning bell on Inchcape, a notorious sandstone reef about 11 miles, that is 18 kilometers, opposite or off the east coast of Angus, Scotland, near Dundee and Fife, occupied by the Bell Rock Lighthouse. Now, one more important information about this poem. Saudi was inspired by the legendary story of a pirate who removed the bell on the Inchcape Rock placed by the abbot of Aberbrothock. Saudi was inspired by the legendary story of a pirate who removed the bell on the Inchcape Rock placed by the abbot of Aberbrothock. This poem gives us a message that those who do wrong things will meet with due punishment. This poem gives the message that those who do wrong things will meet with due punishment. Now, as this poem is a ballad, I would like to explain you what is ballad. Ballad is a type of poem. It is a kind of poem. The ballad is a short story in verse. It is thus a narrative poem. Ballad deals with the adventures of a popular hero. It is composed of simple stanzas, each of which is called the ballad stanza. The ballad has its own characteristics. Means ballad has its own features. What are these features of ballad? Number 1, it is narrative in form. Ballad is narrative in form. Number 2, it is marked by simplicity and objectivity. Ballad is marked by simplicity and objectivity. Number 3, it has repetition of a word or a phrase which develops into a refrain. Repetition of certain words or a phrase. Number 4, use of some specific or reserved phrases and epithets. Means some of the stock phrases and epithets are used in the ballad. Number 5, the ballad also has the supernatural element. Supernatural element. A.L. Tennyson's The Lady of Shalott and John Keats' La Belle Dame Sans Mercy are the best examples of the ballad. The poem Lady of Shalott by A.L. Tennyson and the poem La Belle Dame Sans Mercy by John Keats are the best examples of the ballad. Now I discussed the ballad 2 as the poem that we are going to study, that is the Inchcape Rock, is in the form of ballad. So in order to understand the poem properly, you must understand what is ballad first, and so I explained you what is ballad with its all characteristics. So friends, we should stop here. In my next video lecture, I will tell you the content of the poem in brief and I will discuss the poem line by line. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.